Bees are usually associated with summer, but these pesky insects are actually more common in the fall than you may think. Joining us this morning from our Gundersen Lutheran satellite to talk about these bee stings and possible allergies to the bug is Dr. Todd Mahr. Good morning to you, Todd.
Good morning, Molly.
So tell us, why are we seeing more bees? Is it just more common this time of year because it's been warmer?
Yeah, I mean, we're at the end of summer. They've had their whole summer to reproduce and produce and have offspring, and this is their last cycle basically before they go dormant. So when we have this warm weather in the fall, you're going to see a lot more activity, and unfortunately then a lot more chances to be stung. They're generally just protecting themselves. So there's, you want to be careful if you're in their environment. You want to be a little careful with what you're wearing, bright clothes, scents, things like that. So you don't want to attract them necessarily. And if you do get stung, there's some simple things you can do.
What about when the bees kind of linger around you? What's the best thing to do? I mean, I know people sometimes swat them away, wave them away, or should you just kind of pretend they're not even there?
Well, the best thing is is exactly what you said. Pretend they're not really there. They're just kind of out sensing what's going on in their environment. Again, if you've got a lot of perfume on or cologne, or you've got bright prints on your dress or your clothing, you may want to move. Would be the safest thing if you can. Get out of their environment, look around and see if you're in their home turf, so to speak, flower bed or someplace else that they might be trying to get pollen. And don't try and swat them necessarily, because that's going to make them mad. That sends out signals sometimes to call in other bees. So if you do get stung, the simple things to do are just basically remember to put ice on it. Okay, and you could take an antihistamine if it's very itchy, like diphenhydramine or Benadryl. In somebody who's allergic, that's where we get involved, and we'll help make the diagnosis, and we'll prescribe those people in self-injectable epinephrine, and maybe they need allergy immunotherapy or allergy shots to desensitize them, so the next time they get stung, they won't have a violent reaction.
Would you say typically, though, most people just can treat it over the counter and then the pain will subside within a matter of minutes, or what do you suggest?
Well, not really minutes for some people. Most people who have a little reaction, it'll be hours, and they may wake up the next morning and it's still going to be there. Your body's having an inflammatory reaction to that venom that the bee is injecting into you, and so the antihistamine helps with the itching. The ice helps with the swelling, just like a sprained ankle, and those two things may have to be repeated throughout the next 8 hours, so to speak, until this reaction goes away. There's 3 types of reactions. You can get stung on your finger and your whole arm could swell up. That's really a large local reaction. We don't really do much different about that. If you get stung on your finger and you have trouble breathing or swallowing, that's where you definitely need to get in and get some help, because that's a sign you're having a significant allergic reaction to it. If you get stung and you have hives elsewhere, that's again where we like to get involved, because it may mean that it's a precursor to you having worse problems later on.
All right, thanks so much for that advice, Dr. Todd Mahr from Gundersen Lutheran. We'll be on the lookout for these fall bees. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.